Good morning, New Doxa. We are talking this morning about the parables of Christ, and it's such a privilege to spend some time together. Now, we are going to focus on Matthew 13, verse 44 to 46, and Jesus is telling two parables: the parable of the treasure that's hidden in a field, and the parable of the pearl of great price. And the man went and when he discovered this, he sold everything to obtain the treasure, to obtain this pearl. Now, to understand the parables, we need to understand the background. We've already talked about the fact that in chapter 12 of Matthew, Jesus is being rejected by Israel. And the disciples are experiencing a crisis. They don't understand that. They believe that Jesus was the Messiah, that he will establish the kingdom of God on earth, and now it's not happening. And now Jesus started to talk to them, to explain to them this kingdom principle. And he's started with the parable of the sower and the parable of the weeds to explain how people react to the kingdom of God. Then he tells the parable of the mustard seed and the yeast or the leaven that is kneaded into a lump of dough, to explain to them that though they may feel that they are just a bunch of 12 guys, fishermen, simple people, what difference can they make? That the kingdom, though it starts small and not everybody is on board, will influence the whole world. And it happened just like that. But now Jesus is telling these two parables of the treasure and the parable of the pearl, to explain to them the value of the kingdom. Have you ever thought about the value of the kingdom? Jesus is telling the story about this man selling everything to obtain this prize, this treasure, this pearl. That's the value of the kingdom of God. If you would trade everything you have just to experience eternity with God, it would be more than just worth your while. The value of God's kingdom is priceless. And many times we lose sight of that. And you know what happens? When we lose sight of the value of the kingdom, we trade things that have eternal value for things that are temporal. We are satisfied to play around with money and pleasure and unlawful sexual relationships and all other kinds of sin, because we don't understand or appreciate the value of the promises that God has given and promised to us. I want to encourage you, as we think about these parables, let's not trade with that which is eternal for that which is cheap. Let's focus on the kingdom. And let's do everything in our power to grow God's kingdom. May God bless you as you walk this day and establish His kingdom in your heart and in your life. God bless. Bye-bye.